Welcome to the Astro Forecast for the week of June 28th to July 4th. Now, this is a week. So, why this is a week is that we are coming off of that full moon in Capricorn, and there was a aspect in that full moon that is carrying on for this whole week, and those aspects are going to come into exactitude this week. So that aspect is Mars opposite Saturn square to Uranus. That's called a T-square in astrology, so it kind of looks like that. So these two planets are pulling on each other, which is Mars, which is our aggression, our anger, our egoic will. What are we trying to get done in this world? Our motivation. Opposite Saturn, which is the patriarchy, responsibility, the old white man. If you're an old white man watching this, you know the genre I'm talking about. And it is the old structures that are kind of standing the test of time. And that Saturn is in Aquarius. So this is about how can we move these structures now into a time of evolution to really better humanity, because these old structures are not bettering humanity. They're keeping people stuck. And Mars is in the fiery Leo. And so this Leo energy is about proudness and pride and being appreciated, and really dislikes being ignored, right? It's this anger of being ignored and not appreciated all this time. And then this square, pulling on all of this is this Uranus that is in Taurus, which is the earth and our value systems and our banking systems and all of these kind of, stabilizing structures that are no longer serving us. They're the way that we're treating the earth is not great. It's not good at all. Even these old structures that are coming up now to be, broken apart. Uranus is the great awakener. It is the god of chaos. And so this is about, what needs to evolve and be broken apart so we can remake it and create newness. So interesting that this week is also July 1st, which is Canada Day, and the 4th of July, which is the US Independence Day. Both days are of born nations. We celebrate the nations being born. But the nations weren't born. There was already nations here at the time that these nations were like, no, we claim this land for our land and we're going to name it Canada. So that's going to come up now. There's going to be a lot of, already we're seeing that talk coming up now of, is this a day that we should celebrate? Or maybe we should rename this day, or maybe we should really, honor what is going on here for true reconciliation. And let's rebrand this day as something else, while honoring the history in which this country was born from, this rich, amazing culture that was already here. And how can we go back to and bring back? We can't go back, we can't bring back, but maybe we can reconcile and help heal this culture that has been decimated by colonialism. So, light topics, right? Like really light topics for the week ahead. So as we enter this week, it is now, the moon is in its third quarter phase, it's now kind of, we call it the waxing. And in the waxing phase, it's losing light. We are now kind of reaping from the harvest. We are now figuring out what do we need to release to kind of get ready for this new moon that's coming in. So June 28th, Venus is in conjunct Jupiter. Now, in conjunct is a 150-degree angle, and it is sort of a need for adjustment, a paradox, a riddle. So Venus is what we love and value, and Jupiter's expansion. So there is something that needs to adjust here for the collective between what we love and value and our expansion as a collective. And how can we now shift that? Now, Jupiter is in retrograde in Pisces still. And as that happens, Jupiter in Pisces is really about like healing the collective, one love. How can we come in and understand this and, bring spirituality and really deep healing and therapy to this? And Venus is the things that we love in our life. It's money, it's relationships, it's our beauty. So this can come out as a need for adjusting our belief in self-worth, beauty, a sense of beauty, relationships, money with our expansion. So even for you, wherever you're expanding in your life, maybe you're needing money to do that and you're feeling like you don't have enough money. Or maybe you feel like, I want to be seen, this is exactly what this means. It's going to hit home for somebody watching this, if not many of you. As we open up, as of July 1st here in Alberta anyway, but there are parts of the world that are already opening up, we are going to no restrictions or very limited restrictions. In the city of Edmonton and the city of Calgary, the two major cities in Alberta, they are still mandating masks to be used in public spaces, but all the other stuff is kind of going away. We are opening up again. This is our first step into sort of opening up again. Not first step, it's really the last step. They're kind of doing away. Alberta, the province, has kind of done away with all the limitations that we put on for COVID. So as we are opening up, expansion, how do we now want to be seen? All right, who's been thinking about, oh my God, I put on weight in COVID. I don't know if anyone can see me. I mean, hey, you see me from the waist up. If you saw me in real life, would you notice me, from the waist down, seeing me in person? Or, there's filters on Zoom and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. Now people are going to be seeing me close up. Maybe I need to wax the mustache or, all those things that come up. So thinking about those things for yourself, right? And how do you want to be seen now? And do you feel good about yourself as now the world is reemerging and you are seeing people in person again? Tuesday, no big aspects astrologically, but the moon is in Pisces, lovely Pisces. The moon moves into Pisces Monday morning around 11:50 a.m. And then, so Tuesday, this is a very sensitive day. Plus the moon is square to Mercury. So this is head versus heart. So this might be a day where you're sort of feeling like, I know what I need to do, but I know what I want to do. And so they might not feel aligned in that way, and that's okay. But just knowing that even Pisces is the fish, one going one way and one going the other. And it's kind of always this head versus heart for Pisces, right? They're so creative and intuitive, but then they have to live life. They came here to experience the physical world. So that might be something here on Tuesday for you. Wednesday, the 30th, the moon is moving into Aries at 7:21 p.m. Mountain Standard Time is the times that I use. And it's a very sensitive day. The moon is with Neptune and it's sextile to Pluto. So this is very devotional, spiritual, healing, intuitive. It's a good day. I feel like it's a good day, really good day. Thursday, July 1st, Kennedy. Now, this is the Mars, which is our aggression, our anger, opposite Saturn in retrograde in Aquarius. And so the Mars is in a fixed fire sign, right, of Leo. This is like thinking about passion focused on one spot. And Aquarius is fixed air, intellect focused on one spot. They're very intelligent. And so these two planets are opposite each other. They're pulling on each other. Sorry, that's actually, yes, they're opposite each other. And so this opposition between these two is like, no, it's the patriarchy and this is what we've done. This is what we've always done. Saturn is tradition. And Mars in Leo is like, no, we are not going to stand for this bullshit anymore. We are wanting to evolve this. This is anger. This is fiery anger of what has been and the atrocities that have happened. If you think back to these 215 little babies that were found in a pit in Kamloops, this was perpetuated by the Catholic Church, by nuns and priests. And these are the children that they can find, right? There was other stories that were just absolutely heart-wrenching. And what I don't understand who thought this was okay to do, let alone people that were supposed to be of God. And so, in this instance, we're going to see a lot more of that. And I've already predicted that in other videos. We're going to see a lot more babies being found and these atrocities really coming to light. And of course, the Catholic Church is going to deny it. It's going to deny it because what comes with admitting guilt? Money. Again, there's that Taurus, right? Uranus and Taurus. So if they, say that they did this, then they're going to have to pay reparations potentially, and they could be opening themselves up for lawsuits and all that stuff, right? Awesome. Awesome. These are people of God, quote unquote. And so, really this is going to be what the astrology is showing is that this is going to build in pressure. There's going to be more and more pressure on the Catholic Church to, atone for this. And of course, these 2 days now are going to be really highlighting the history of Canada and what Canada was born on the blood of Indigenous people. They were here before. And somebody decided we're going to build a Canada and we're going to divide it up into provinces and we're going to take all your land. We did sign treaties, but the trees just kind of make you put you in a spot. So really, I mean, we can talk about that all day long, but what I'm going to try to be as neutral as I can. But I just really think there's no, I don't know where you could sort of think that this was okay to do. And, you know, to be honest, I'm very proudly Canadian. I love being from Canada. I'm first generation Canadian. I'm East Indian. And, you know, going and traveling around the world and coming back to Canada, I am so proud to be from here. I think, you know, the Canada that I grew up in, I love it. I love that we're multicultural. I had Indigenous friends. I've had Muslim friends. I've had Buddhist friends. I've had Catholic friends. Like, I went to a Catholic church, even though I'm Hindu. And, you know, I love that multicultural. That's been my experience of it. And when we look back into the history of what has kind of been in the shadows, and I, you know, on Facebook, there's been a lot of these like, how did you not know about these residential schools? I'm like, because they didn't teach it in school. Like, I really didn't know about this until only a few years ago, right when the Truth and Reconciliation Commission was created. And I didn't know about it. And so I love, love, love that these stories are coming to light. I love that these babies are coming up now for us to find and honor and send them home where they should have been all along. And how can we now heal a nation and bring us together? And there's going to be this old guard, that didn't want to take, you know, the black Aunt Jemima off of the syrup bottle because that's what they knew, which still to this day makes me so angry because it's like, it's a symbol. It wasn't actually what she looked like, everyone, and the syrup is still the same. And yet there were people that were like, don't take it off the bottle, it's an institution. I'm like, no, it's racist. It's racist. Let's stop doing that. It doesn't change anything. So even with this, can we honor Canada Day? Can we honor our nation in a way that honors its past and the people who were here to begin with? And can we go back and try to heal some of this pain that's underneath all this, the generational trauma that has ensued from all of this? Can we bring something to that? So that's going to come up on this Thursday, July 1st. Lessons in discipline and kind of the old, outdated, you know, strict dad is that Saturn. Old, outdated models and the strict dad, that's Saturn. So, you know, we really must bring responsibility here to what's happening, community, humanity, consciousness, what holds us back from taking responsibility. And, you know, Leo really dislikes being ignored. So at this point in time, there is no ignoring the history. So a lot of municipalities are canceling, you know, fireworks and you know, these celebrations because it doesn't feel right in the current climate. And I feel that way myself. So we're needing to have some big conversations, and I can see how there's going to be clashes on this day. It's in the astrology, but can we bring caring about each other? There's a moon square to Venus. That's caring and nurturing and responsibility and in relationships. There's also a time for, you know, taking responsibility. The moon is sextile to Saturn on this day, and then the moon is also trine to Mars. Can we emboldened action to do something? Now, this can also be emboldened action to fight somebody because of this Mars energy. So let's not channel it into violence and anger. Let's channel it into change and love and showing people that you belong here. And, you know, we're sorry for the history of this. And, you know, although I'm a first generation Canadian, it is our duty as all Canadians to come together and try to heal this rift and this history. This of bloodshed, really. Saturday, July 3rd, Mars, the sun, which is our vitality, our cells, our individuality, is inconjunct Saturn. And inconjunct, again, 150-degree, need for adjustment. So our individuality and our responsibility needs to come together, but it's not coming together really easily. This is about, it needs to adjust to each other. So this can be identity needs to adjust with a responsibility. Again, isn't that interesting? It's right sandwiched between Canada Day and the US Independence Day. And can we find that way of kind of, you know, our identity, who are we, versus what is the responsibility we have here? And what can we do now to sort of do something that adds value now to in some way? And I don't know what that is. But I want to be a part of the solution. I really do. And on Saturday, the other aspect is this Mars square to Uranus is exact. Now, Mars, again, anger, aggression, violence, motivation, this is our egoic will. This is the way we have sex. This is Mars. Again, in this fiery sign of Leo, this focused energy of Leo, and then Uranus in Taurus. So this is about the land. This is about our banking system. This is, there's going to be change. Uranus is also the great awakener. It's chaos. It's evolution. So our energy is we want to move something, but we can't, right? We're trying to do something about this, but we can't. So this can be real frustration. And, it can be inner tension, want to rebel, violence, fear, breaking free from authority. That can be something we're going to see this play out around the world. There's some things happening now, even in Italy. They're trying to pass a law to outlaw gay marriage or being gay, which is so ridiculous because it's like there's even one of the political parties there is actually a gay political party. So there's fights there for freedom and fights there for, human rights. Even in Texas, they're trying to overturn Roe versus Wade. There's so many things happening around the world right now that even in Iran, there's a new head person there that was elected, and then still in the Gaza Strip in Israel, we're still seeing that come out. So there's a lot of these little, hot spots around the world, even China and the US, that's kind of getting hot again too. So we're just seeing all these little hot spots around the world coming up, and this is going to play out. We're going to see this really come to a head. So just be watching and not participating is what I'll say, participating with love. That's what I'll say, is how can you channel this energy of like wanting to do something but don't know how into something that helps, right? So maybe that's writing your minister of parliament. Maybe that's, donating to a good cause that the money is going to front lines. Maybe there's something you can do with the cause that speaks to your heart. And what I know about trauma is if you don't embody or feel that person's plight in your body, it's just something you're watching. It's just something you're watching. So, with this Indigenous, what's happening with these babies in these residential schools, it's when I see these babies and I heard those stories, I saw my baby and I saw myself in that. And I felt closer to that than, I live here too. So I feel like this is part of me. I want to do something about it. And, and I'll be super honest, what was happening in the Gaza Strip and with Israel, I read the stories and I was angry that, that this has been going on for so long. And how do people just come in and take land? Again, there's that common taking land, Uranus and Taurus, and saying this is mine now, the Israel coming in, or the Jews coming into, Palestinian land and saying this is Israel now. And we're just like, what? This land was here before. Someone was living here. We just can't claim it as this is ours now. And then, trying to shove all the people who were living there in these little places and then making it super hard and trying to get them to leave, which is really that boiled down in a super simple version. And I don't feel as close to it because it feels really far away, but the atrocities that are happening there are still so horrible, right? It shouldn't be happening, but I feel like it's further away and I don't know how to help that. But at the same time, I do have friends and I do have followers that are, Palestinian or are Jewish and do have, that ties to that area that are very emboldened by it. So what I'll say to you is if you don't feel like you feel fired up about something and you talk to somebody and they're not as fired up, it's because they're not embodying it. They're not feeling it inside themselves. They're seeing it outside themselves like a movie. They don't feel like they're connected to it. And yes, we're all a human family. But, from a psychological standpoint, there's only so many things we can be physically involved with or feel like mentally involved with without feeling like we're taxed or burnt out. It's too much. So if you are one of these people, I am for sure, fired up about certain things. I do feel very strongly on ethics of things, but I might not feel as emboldened because it's not as close to my heart, but it's still important. So just honoring that in the people around you, that they might not have the same priorities as you. So just something to think about. Not to say that they're not heartless. They're not heartless. They just don't feel it inside themselves like you do. And that's for you. That is a journey for you. That is not a journey for everyone else. That's a different thing if someone says, no, we should be killing them, or no, we should honor Canada Day because it's Canada, right? It's like, okay, then let's have a conversation about that. That's different than not feeling it inside your body. So something to think about. So Saturday, July 3rd, we can really embody this wonderful energy of this, this vitality of Mars and Leo, and this Taurus, Uranian Taurus energy. We can use this for the positive. This can be inventive and creative energy. This can be an inventive breakthrough. This can be reinvigorated in our personal life. We feel like Uranus is about breakthroughs, and Mars is this energy that we're like, finally, we can put it into something. So it's a great day to work out. Put your energy into something physical, go dig up the garden, go do some weeding, and get that energy out in a positive way. In its negative form, this can be a lot of a lack of attention and concentration. We can feel like our energy is very erratic on this day. Maybe you can feel really tired with spurts of energy. Can lead to accidents because Mars rules cars. And Uranus is also technology going awry. So not a great day technologically on Saturday if you're doing Zooms or any big tech things. Not a great day. Driving or working with electricity or technology, be really, really careful. This could be electrocutions, and this could be violence as well. This can be fiery violence. So again, if you're driving and somebody got some road rage and they think that you cut them off and they're tailing you, just be safe. Don't get out of your car. Try to get away. I mean, I think that should be the answer for everything, but really just make sure you're safe, because there's a really high propensity for it's almost like the pressure is building on this day. And then Sunday, July 4th, the moon is in lovely Taurus, which is fixed earth. This can be a grounding energy, but it can also be a very stubborn energy. So it's, loves good food, nature, really great day to get out. And this is 4th of July, so Independence Day. So no real major aspects on this day, but the moon is making several aspects and a few that are quite volatile. So square to Venus, so you're easily upset and you're vulnerable. There's a square to Saturn, feeling bogged down by the responsibilities of your life, overwhelmed. There's a conjunction to Uranus, which is unexpected things, bursts of energy and lethargy, feeling very emotional on this day. And then there's a square to Mars, which is impulsive. It can be bad decisions, increased passions, over the top reactions to things. And then there's also this helpful aspect to the sun, which is working well with others or wanting to talk or interact with other people. So this is a day on July 4th for us Canadians who are watching. The Americans celebrate this. And if you are an American watching this, thank you for watching. This will be a time where it can be a party time. People want to get out and celebrate. And if there's restrictions, there can be a lot of clashes with the law at this time. No more social distancing. We're going to see that. And we're just going to want to see people have this appetite for freedom now. That is, coming in, playing into this Mars opposite Saturn square to Uranus. We just want freedom and a rebellion against sort of anything that's holding us back now. And so I think this is going to be an excuse in the American holiday to just have everybody come back to doing what they've always done in the way that they've always done it. So it'll be interesting to see if there's a spike afterwards, or if this is kind of the end, finally the end game of the pandemic. That will remain to be seen in next week's astrology. So thank you very much for watching. There was a little bit of a political flavor to this one, but because of the nature of the astrology, it is showing that this political flavor is in the astrology. There is going to be some pressure building, and we're going to see that in the collective. And what is in the micro is in the macro. So if we're sort of seeing that in the collective, how is it playing out for you? So I hope that you see this, these talks as a way for you to digest some of this information and some perspectives for you to take into account. By no means am I wanting to push my viewpoint on you. I really just want you to have, an open mind and a curious heart as you come into this week, and as you start to feel these things come up for you, or you hear these conversations around you, or you see them on Facebook and people are like, I don't get why we won't do blah, blah, blah. Maybe not participate if you don't have the mental capacity, or participate if you feel like you do have the capacity. But it's not going to be easy conversations, and it's not going to be people going, oh, thank you for telling me that. It's not going to be that. So prepare for a fight if you're going to do that. But I feel like you want to be the voice of love, be the voice of love, share things with love, engage in loving conversations, and really elevate the voices of those that you feel most aligned with. that is the best way to use this energy this week. All right. Wishing you a wonderful week ahead. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. If you watched all the way to the end, please let me know below, what did you like most about this video? I super appreciate you. Have the best week.